We recently had Josh Fest, which was really good, celebrating 10 years of the Josh Tree, which was just an amazing day. And I had the privilege of being able to share a bit of my story and also shave my hair off for the charity. And at the time it was really good and I really enjoyed it and it felt freeing. But it was when I got home, I'm stood there looking myself in the mirror, and instead of seeing the healthy Josh that I am today, I started seeing the unhealthy Josh that had lost his hair years ago. So it all started with me and my brother messing around, my older brother. I was chasing him around the house and during the course of me chasing him, he decided it would be a great idea to shut the door on the circuit that we were running. So seconds later I had then run straight into a door, which was very painful. I would suggest not doing that. But it was at this point that Mum and Dad started to realise that maybe there was something wrong, because my head, where the bruise was, had a massive lump there and it didn't look normal. It looked different. So that's when we decided, right, well, we'll just pop down to the doctors to just see that everything's okay. And eventually, doctor came in, and it was at that point gave my dad the bad news. And then 3 years of treatment that I had no idea that was coming just started instantly. And I guess for me, at that point, I just thought, okay, this is what normally every kid does. And then you realise that it's not that case. Looking back, actually, when you're a 5-year-old kid just being diagnosed with cancer, you have no idea what that means. And obviously for the doctors and my parents, for them it was they just want me to be healthy and they just want me to be physically fit again. But for me, for a long time, that wasn't the issue. For me, it was missing out on a lot of friendships that I could have formed. Because you start forming who you are through the friendships that you make, and you miss that when you have to be in the hospital because you're sat by yourself. And there's a sort of sense of, I'm missing out, I'm different, why am I different, why am I being treated differently? I want to just be like everybody else. I don't want to look strange. I don't want to look, in a sense, special. I just want to mix in. All I remember for a long time is waking up and there'd be just a tray lined with syringes with various medications, but you just accept, right, okay, deep breath. Oh, that's horrible, but you've got to take it. For me, the hardest bit wasn't even going through the treatment. I just accepted that that's what I had to do. I had to have a syndrome. For me, it was after. After I was cured, I still didn't feel healthy. I still didn't feel fit. I still didn't feel normal because I was overweight. I was still behind in school. So I guess one of the biggest things that would have helped me during my time, during cancer and even after, is that sort of family support, that somebody who knew what they were doing, somebody that we could talk to, not to ask questions just about facts, not like a doctor, just somebody there to listen to what we had to say.
So Josh, quite unique, but sadly his story isn't, and it affects lots of families. So I want you to imagine that you're the parent of a child who's just been diagnosed with cancer. How would you feel? Devastated, frightened, anxious. Your whole world is suddenly turned upside down. The realisation that you're going to be spending a lot of time in hospital, away from your family, is quite daunting. What's going to happen to other children that you might have? Well, the same as always happens in times of need. Grandparents step in, friends, relatives, but who's going to support them? After many months in hospital, you get the news that you can actually go home. Great, or is it? You're suddenly with a big package of medication to take home. You don't have that medical support around you 24 hours a day. So what happens now? Again, there are people you can talk to. If we think about Josh, when he came out of hospital with his family, it was then that they really needed more support. When you get home, something suddenly kicks in. You're no longer running on that adrenaline that you've had all the time you've been in hospital. You suddenly feel tired, concerned. All those feelings that you've kept bottled up inside you come to the surface. It's now that you need someone who can help you, someone who can come and talk to you, give you some counselling, bit of pampering, let you know what's going to happen next on the stages of recovery. It's not something that's going to be quick and easy just because you're now out of hospital. It's still a long journey ahead. And as you've heard from Josh, that journey is ongoing. Your support today is really going to help the Joshua Tree. With money that you raise, the Purpose-Built Support Centre can go from strength to strength and offer more and more opportunities to the parents and the children. They can have normal lives, they can chat to each other, have cups of coffee, play in beautiful surroundings. All the things that are so important. Thank you for your support.